Hi, Nancy Hetrick here from Smarter Divorce Solutions, back with another Smarter Divorce tip. As you can see, working from home like the rest of the country, and we certainly find ourselves in a very unusual time. The reality is, though, for a lot of you, life goes on, and you may very well be considering the end of your marriage. And for those of you that are still facing that predicament, I do want to continue with these tips because that's not going to change. And so the tip for this week is understand the state of spousal maintenance in Arizona. Because this is one area of the divorce settlement process that's very, very different from one state to the next, to the next, to the next. Spousal maintenance has been evolving very, very quickly over the last 20 years. Originally, when no-fault divorce became ubiquitous in the late 70s, early 80s, divorce was considered to be the breach of a lifetime contract. And so therefore, it was very normal to see lifetime spousal maintenance awards to that spouse who'd given up her career, and I say her because most of the time it's going to be the women, who'd given up her career to be a stay-at-home mom based on a lifetime expectation of being supported. Those days are coming to a close. There are still a few states that are still awarding lifetime maintenance, but they're few and far between. These days, our whole cultural view of marriage is that it's very, very common now for people to be married 3-4 times in a lifetime. And it's not so much viewed as a lifetime contract anymore. And so now, and especially in Arizona, and frankly, the majority of the states, spousal maintenance is awarded on a rehabilitative basis only for a length of time and an amount sufficient for the recipient to become self-sufficient. And there are several factors that are involved in determining, how much and how long. But the reality is in Arizona, we don't have a calculator. We have some old guidelines that some of the judges will still kind of use as a rule of thumb, one of which is for long-term marriages, the duration might be close to about 1/3 the length of the marriage. But even that is not something that is adhered to. It's very, very common in Arizona to see a spousal maintenance award 3 to 5 years, no matter how long you've been married, unless you're like right up at the edge of retirement, and then things can change a little bit. But ultimately, what it boils down to is the courts are going to look at one party's ability to pay support and one party's need for support. And the thing that you really have to keep in mind is your need for support, not necessarily going to be relative to your marital standard of living if you leave it up to a judge. So this is one area where we're very, very passionate about helping couples come to a spousal maintenance agreement on their own that will address the needs of one party, the ability of the other party, but most importantly, give you those future projections so that you both feel confident that no matter what you agree to for a support arrangement, you're both going to be okay. You're both going to be able to retire in good hands. And there's a plan that you both feel confident you can stick with, and you're happy that you've made that agreement together. So that's my tip for today. I know this was a little bit of a long one, but this is a really complicated area. So if you do have more questions about this, give us a call. Certainly you are welcome to post in the comments. We'll answer any questions that you have. But this can be an area that can be very surprising for people when they talk to friends in other states and they say, oh my gosh, you're going to get alimony for life. Not so much in Arizona. Okay, so make sure you get all the facts about this before you start jumping to conclusions about what your settlement might look like. Okay, stay safe out there, stay healthy, and let us know if we can help.